Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine.
Good afternoon, folks. It is time for another quick update. We do have some more information to run through regarding level 4 in Tenerife, so I am back today with a bit more information about it. We have finally got all the rules printed. Took them a while. Still a few questions to be asked about the exact rules, but I am going to run through all of them for you. What does it mean for your holiday if you are coming over? What else has been going on the island? How busy is it? Things like that we're going to run through today. Remember, these are given in my perspective, my point of view. I will leave the articles in the description so you can have a read of them yourself, have a read through the rules as well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Do hit the subscribe button as well. Plenty of Tenerife videos on the channel. So we're going to jump right in with COVID figures. They have come down this week. This weekend we did see a little bit of a reduction and an increase in the vaccinations, which is good. We did have a constant increase going on. We are now having a little bit of a decrease, which is fantastic. I had my first vaccination on Sunday, so bit better news with that, with the rates coming down a little bit. Now I'm going to go straight in to the level 4 restrictions, exactly what they are and what exactly do they mean, how does it apply to you. So it has been fully printed in the BOC now, so it is official. So you will need to present a COVID certificate for vaccination for access to the interior of bars, restaurants, cafes, cinemas, sports facilities. These must either prove that you are fully vaccinated. It must be both vaccines, not just one. It must be full vaccination, so both vaccines. So the likes of me, who's only had one, I cannot enter the interiors at the moment until I have my second one. Or you can show a PCR test that was taken within the last 72 hours. Or you can show that you have recovered from COVID-19 in the last 6 months. So you've got those three options: the certificate, something to show that you recovered from it, or a PCR test that's within the hours of 72. EU residents can use the digital certificate. The NHS certificate app as well is also accepted. Under 18s do not need to present anything, but their presence do count towards the total allowed capacity. So the interior of these bars and restaurants are heavily reduced, and your kids now do count towards those numbers. And hospitality premises such as bars, they will close at 12 o'clock, not at 6 p.m. as everyone was thinking. It is 12 o'clock that they will close. Terraces can use 75% and interiors can be 50% capacity. Clients on outdoor terraces do not have to show a COVID certificate and can be in a maximum of 6 per table. So maximum of 6 there. If you are moving in and out to go to the toilets, you can access the toilets. You must wear the mask. If you're going inside anywhere you can't keep the distance, you must keep the mask as well. A record of the client's details must be maintained as well by these bars and restaurants to assist tracking systems. So the businesses can be fined for failing to do that as well. So the businesses do now have to step up a bit and start taking these names and details of people that are going into the bars and restaurants. So no self-service buffets are allowed inside, but outdoors you can have a buffet style environment. I don't know anyone that is doing that, but it is possible outside. All other health protocols still apply and must be cooperated with in terms of masks, keeping distancing, no singing, dancing, karaoke or anything like that. All the same rules that were in level 3. We've just got those extra bits added on with the level 4. Further sanctions and fines can be implemented for establishments that don't comply with the regulations. In hotel bars and restaurants, the rules are slightly different because when you've checked into those hotels, they will already have your information. So I imagine that some hotels will be doing it slightly different. I have been told that those bars in the hotels are still closing at 12. But in terms of showing certificates and things, you'll have already done that to check in to the hotel itself. So they might give you some form of band or something like that. So that is the basics of the level 4 restrictions. I will just recap over all of those. So if you are coming to Tenerife at the moment, or if you're going to come during level 4 restrictions, these are the basics of what you need to know. The bars and restaurants will be closing at 12 o'clock midnight. Outdoor capacity 75%, indoor capacity 50%. If you do want to go inside or sit inside, you do need to show either a PCR test that's within 72 hours, show that you've recovered from COVID, or have a full vaccination certificate, which can be shown on an app as well. The same does apply for gyms as well. So the gyms, if you want to go to the gym, you do have to show some form of vaccine certificate or vaccine app to get into those. Hotels will have slightly more relaxed rules as you've already presented those certificates to check in. Obviously, you do still have to keep your distance when you're out and about, even on the promenade. You don't have to wear the masks outside, but if you can't keep distance, you should be having the mask on. And again, when you're going in and out of bars and restaurants and shops, you do have to put the mask on, so do keep them with you. Alcohol cannot be purchased in any shops after 10 p.m. A lot of the beaches are closing during certain times. For example, the Adeje del Duque beach we went to on a vlog a couple of days ago was closing between, I believe it was 9 p.m. until 7 a.m. So beaches are closing, different little bits like that. That is up to local areas as well though, so Adeje has chosen to do that. That doesn't apply to all of the beaches. Parks are going to be closed between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. as well, similar to the beaches. And that does also mean there is the distances when you go into the bars and restaurants, and it is a maximum of 6 per table. So that is all of level 4 sort of explained for you. Not much of a big difference between level 3 and 4. Mainly just they want to see that you're vaccinated when you're sitting inside. They have identified that as a bit of an issue, the interiors of these bars and restaurants. So not as bad as everyone thought. Will it affect your holiday? Not at all. They're not going to be cancelled because of this. It just means you've got another little rule to comply with when you're over here, but it doesn't make a big difference. My dad and his friends are here and level 4 has come into place, but we've not noticed any difference because personally we prefer to sit outside anyway, so we weren't even sitting indoors over the last few weeks anyway, so not really much of a difference. No one is really bothered about it over here. The restaurants are getting very busy. We have been to a few the last few nights, so you will find a lot of these restaurants are filling up a bit quicker now. The island is busy, especially with people not being able to go inside. And do bear in mind, the businesses are struggling with staffing levels at the moment, so you may find some restaurants you will wait a little bit longer. Just expect it. And some of the bars are filling up very quickly as well. The likes of the Attic Bar we couldn't get into last night either. So it is getting very, very busy, the island, which is great news, make no mistake. I have noticed today the Highland Paddy Bar in Los Cristianos is now opening again. If you're a fan of the Mongolian buffet restaurant in Los Cristianos, they were giving that a clean to start to reopen soon. They were out cleaning that today. Things are starting to open up. Things are starting to get much, much busier now. We did see a lot of planes land over the weekend. My dad played golf at Amarilla and he said there was a plane flying over every minute or so. It is getting very busy here on the island. A lot of people asking, is Siam Park still going to be open? Is level 4 closed it? Siam Park is open as it was, no changes there. The same with Laura Park, Jungle Park, all of those things are still open. All of the excursions are still on. I do recommend booking in advance for any excursions that you want to do. Things are getting very busy, as I've just mentioned. The likes of car hire, I'm full until mid-August at the moment. And I know a lot of the excursions, boat trips and things are filling up fast. So I do recommend booking in advance. That does bring me on to a small, not a small problem, but the test centre here at the Arona Grande that I have recommended in a few other videos is getting very busy. So People are experiencing long waits. A client of mine waited 2 hours. Another client of mine went this morning and waited an hour to then be told to go and book online and come back another day. So do prepare a little bit more time to get your PCR test when you're over here. I may recommend going to one that is a little bit more expensive because I do think you'll wait less time. This one here in the Arona Grande is the cheapest at €35. It may be worth going to one that's €45 and you're going to wait less time because the demand is for the cheaper one here. It might be worth the extra €10 to save a good few hours. So do bear that in mind as well. If you can book in advance, I do recommend doing that because it is starting to fill up and get quite busy now with demand. Other little bits of news, I have seen that France is rumoured to be coming off the Amber Plus list. Everyone concerned, is Tenerife going to go onto it? Is Spain going to go onto it? In my personal opinion, I don't think it will. France looks like it's coming off now, and we are hopefully getting our rates back down. I know in the Canary Islands we have come down quite a bit, and hopefully that will continue. In other good news, our full vaccination statistic has surpassed that of the UK. So we do have now a higher percentage of fully vaccinated people than the UK does. So we are doing very well with the vaccination. I've got my second jab in just under 3 weeks. So the spacing is a little bit different to the UK. I know in the UK it's about 8 to 12 weeks the wait. Here they're doing it in a lot less time. So we are seeing a higher number of fully vaccinated, which is brilliant. So I do recommend, if you've not had the vaccine, go and get it done. I'm not a big fan of needles, but I was perfectly fine. That's just my opinion. Overall, the island, as I mentioned, getting busy. Everyone has noticed it. These bars and restaurants are starting to rush and get open now for the demand. We've seen a lot of flights landing. Great weather. All the boat trips are on, everything like that. So I hope that does reassure a lot of you. Try not to get too sucked in by the rumours and the things on, rumoured on Facebook and other networks. Look at the facts. If you want to fly here from the UK and you're fully vaccinated, you can come, no problem. There's cheap flights out there. My dad paid £10 to get here. You can get your cheap flight. All you have to do is fill in a QR code online, show that at the airport, show that you're fully vaccinated, and that's it. Come and enjoy your holiday. It can be that easy. People like to make it sound very complicated. It can be that easy. And then in terms of returning home, you just need to grab an antigen test, 35 to €50, depending on where you go. You do that no more than 72 hours before. Take that with you to the airport. Make sure you fill in your UK traveller locator form, and that's it. You're on the plane home. When you land at home, you just show that certificate that you filled in online, show your antigen test result, and then you just need to have a second day PCR test booked online and paid for. You can get them with Randox, someone said, for about £60, I believe, maybe even cheaper. And that's it. It's not as complex as a lot of people make it sound out to be. Everyone who's here says it's absolutely worth it. Everyone is having a great time. That's all I can say is from the people that are here, that have done this journey, that have done these tests, paid for it. They've all said it's worth it, they're having fun, and that it's safe. So that's the opinion I can give. If you are looking at coming here and you can do it and you can afford the tests, maybe you can save it with a flight difference. I mean, my dad paid £10, so the tests don't matter. You'd pay a lot more than that normally to come in July. You'd be looking about £250 return at least for July time normally, so the tests just balance out. So that is going to be it from me for now. I hope that does clear a lot of it up. Stay positive. If you're coming here, look forward to it because you're going to have a great time. The weather's glorious as always. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. Do hit the subscribe if you are new as well. And I will be catching up with you at some point next week. I think that is the main lot of the news done for a little while now. Maybe next week we'll do a bit of an update if there's something going on, but I've had an awful lot of emails and questions and things, so I thought I'd jump on, answer it all in a video. The other question I'm getting an awful lot is, where do I go for the tests? How much are they? I did do a video about a month ago on the channel which I will link in the description of where you can go and get your PCR, your antigen tests from, and also the prices at the time. They might have changed slightly, but and in the description of that video is all the names and locations of those test centres. So I'm going to put the link to that video in the description. You can go and watch that if you are concerned about where to get your nearest test done here in Tenerife. That link will be in the description. But for now, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me waffle on. I hope that did explain it a bit for you. These videos are quite popular with a lot of people, so I do like to continue to do them. And stride on, get on that plane, come and enjoy some sunshine. Bye guys.